Some of you bring politics into the church. You think that politics is spiritual stuff. Politics is of this world. You think it's your duty to be political about this, that, and the other. No, your duty is to serve the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, body, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Don't be talking to me about my spiritual responsibility to vote.
You just heard from Pastor Loran Livingston from the Central Church of God in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's actually an evangelical pastor who has a bone to pick with the former president, Donald Trump, and MAGA evangelicals. Let's hear a little more.
I don't have a spiritual responsibility to vote. I have a civic privilege. Don't be telling me that voting is spiritual. See, that's what happens when you don't read and pray. When you don't read and pray, you say, wow, there's a Bible out now that includes the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Isn't that wonderful? No, it's disgusting. It's blasphemous. It's a ploy. Are you kidding me? Some of you are so encouraged by that. Let me tell you something. The gospel is not an American gospel. It is the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ.
I mean, I like the Constitution, but I get what he's saying. I get
he's just saying don't mix them two.
Yeah, and also it's our Constitution here in America, whereas the Bible applies to people around the world who believe in that, religion.
So I watched so much of this, and it's really interesting because he's, from what I've read, I don't know the brother's sermons. I haven't been tracking him his whole life, but they say that he's a conservative pastor, not a liberal pastor.
He's evangelical, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's some liberal evangelicals, but the articles mention that he was conservative in particular, right? And you see that in parts of the sermon, and I don't agree with him, of course, on yeah. Well, look, I'm not religious, right? So he's talking about you serve God but I do agree with him, and in some of the specifics is the parts where I thought my secular, thoughts were like, I don't like that, right? But it makes sense. He's conservative evangelical, right? But the part that I loved is like, number one, he's totally right. The Bible isn't just about America. Jesus is supposed to be the prophet for everyone, right? And they make it seem like America, Jesus. There's nothing wrong with being for Jesus if you're in America, of course, and the majority of the country is Christian, right? But they commingle that too much, and that's the thing that I enjoyed the most about this rant, which is you're not supposed to commingle them, not just because of the government, not just to protect the government, but to protect the church. Because then you get into a political battle of which side of the church should rule. Should it be evangelicals or Methodists or Lutherans? And it becomes a holy mess. And that is not what you're supposed to do, even according to the Bible.
So I personally experienced a bit of an emotional roller coaster listening to the clips that we've already shown you, especially when he says things like, you must serve God. I'm like, I don't know about that. And then he goes, and love thy neighbor. I'm like, yeah, love thy neighbor. I can't remember the last time I've heard a pastor who's been publicized as he has, remind us of the wonderful parts of religion, right? The wonderful parts of Christianity. There's more. So in the next clip, he specifically addresses anyone who decided to actually buy Donald Trump's $60 God Bless the USA Bible. So let's take a look at him address that.
But Pastor, I bought the Bible. Really? You're telling me that you're encouraged because someone took a government, US Constitution, a document that says we are of the people, by the people, and for the people, the people, the people, the people. And you have put it right beside the Word of God, which is eternal, unchanging, which says, of him, by him, through him, to him, from him are all things, and you're going to put those together and be happy about it? God forbid. Now, you can get mad if you want to, but I'm going to tell you something. If you glory in that kind of thing, you don't have a prayer life. If you glory in that kind of mess, political mess, you do not know what the Word of God says.
You know, he's really got that riz, Cenk. He's really got that riz.
Yeah, he's him. I went off of your title there. Anyways, okay, see, that's the part I don't agree with. So I love of the people, by the people, for the people. That's why I'm an American and I love being an American. We've got a ton of faults here, but we're working on it. And a concept, the idea is right, that the people rule, right? So, but that's understandable because I'm not religious. So when he says it has to be for him, that's why part of the reason I left religion. I'm like, so wait, we're not supposed to care about ourselves and etc. Now, to be fair to the brother, he said, look out for your neighbors, fellow neighbors, and a lot of good Christians look out for the poor, the needy, etc. Right? But this obsession with like, it's all you get all the credit, I get all the blame, and everything should be for you, even though I can't see you. It's not for me, it's for other folks, right? But that's not surprising at all. He's an evangelical preacher, of course he's gonna think that. The fact that he's telling people to separate church and state and do what you're gonna do with state. Like, he's not telling you not to vote. He's just telling you, what are you doing taking this guy takes the Bible and puts in all this stuff next to it and then sells it to you? And we got more on that.
Yeah, look, if Trump thinks he can sell it, he will attempt to. Right?
Of course.
Bibles, steaks, wine, whatever. He'll figure it out, okay? Sneakers. But let's go to our final video. This might be your favorite. Let's watch.
Are you going to tell me that it's okay to stick the Bill of Rights, our rights, American, just Americans, in God's holy word and turn this whole thing into an American Bible with an American gospel? Oh, some of you are really upset with me right now. But I'm here to tell you that is a cheap ploy. The world is adept at showing you things on the news that upset you, that bring stuff to the surface, that create division and animosity. That's their job. It's the devil's job. They're doing the devil's job. They can't tell the truth because they are not of the truth. And when you watch it and you say, my, look at that, I didn't know that. Well, you haven't heard the whole truth. They get stirred up about what's being done to them and what's happening in politics.
Yeah, I loved what he said there.
Yeah.
I personally loved it because it's so true. You're not getting the full truth. It rips relationships, people, Americans apart. I know that he's trying to make a point about not making religion and the Bible specifically an American thing, which I also agree with. But yeah, I thought what he said there was pretty powerful.
Yeah, so, and I don't know if he's referring to the culture wars, but the mainstream press, which includes Fox News, do you use the culture wars to divide us, right? So MSNBC says this, Fox News says that. But on all economic issues, they both agree we shouldn't get anything, only the rich should get stuff. So if that's what he's referring to, I agree with him on that too. But guys, look, if we're back to the religious perspective, I mean, what a charlatan Donald Trump is. We were showing you the clip on next to Anna earlier when he couldn't figure out how to hold the Bible outside the church. There it is. And then he held it down upside down. Like, look at him. He's like, what is this thing? Well, how do I hold it? He can't figure it out. And he said, nobody holds the Bible like that. What is that? What is that? Okay, I'm not even Christian, and I know nobody does that.
Bible.
It's a Bible. Yeah, we know it's a Bible. You
God. The guy's like, is that your Bible? He's like, it's a Bible.
Totally.
So good. And
then all the classics, the 2 Corinthians walking to a bar, and then. I mean, that's the part we like, right? He asked at Liberty University. That's the part we like. What part of the Bible is your favorite Bible part? When he asked it in an interview, he's like, all parts, all parts. He's never read it. He's never read it. And then not only is telling a Bible that's like filled with other stuff in it, as this guy's point. Then he's selling golden sneakers. You know what he's gonna do next? A golden calf, right? And MAGA, at least some big portion of them are gonna be like, perfect, okay? Does it have a Trump logo? Is the calf making America great again? And that's what this brother's calling out. We could disagree with him on everything else, but he's saying, look, if you're an actual religious person, especially an evangelical Christian, right? You're supposed to care about God, and you're not supposed to follow false prophets who lead you down a path of their vainglory and their pride rather than actually helping your fellow neighbor.
You know, I don't think you can buy golden calves. You really got to put in the work like I do. And then you'll get those golden calves. You know what I'm talking about? You know, a little bit of power walking after work. No.
Well, she's her.
You're ridiculous.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.